Please welcome Larry to present Nate Dunn.
Hello everyone. It is my honor to introduce Nate Dunn for induction into the Iowa Golf Hall of Fame. I've known Nate since 2009 when Nate joined Elmcrest Country Club, where I was the PGA golf professional. I didn't really know a lot about Nate's early years, so I made a few phone calls to Nate's family, friends, college teammates, coaches, to learn a little bit more about Nate's early years that molded him into this outstanding golfer and the man that he is today. In the early years, Nate grew up at Manchester Country Club, 9-hole golf course, which is now Pin Oak in Manchester. Nate's father, Mike, introduced Nate to golf at age 5. He knew his son had a passion for golf and a gift from the beginning. Mike taught Nate how to cross-hand putt, which Nate still does today, and he does very, very well. Back in a time when not that many people did cross-hand putt. Nate did not have a lot of kids to play golf with in the early years, so two members of Pin Oak, or Manchester Country Club, in their 70s, by the name of Betty Brown and Mike Dolan, invited Nate to join them a few times a week. Mike Dunn credits Betty and Mike for fueling much of Nate's love of golf, as they took Nate under his wing from the very beginning. Mike also spoke of Betty's vintage caddy golf bag. One where you put the head of the club down in the bottom of the bag and the grips are exposed, pretty much backwards by today's standards. And I believe only those of you that are 50 years of age and older would even know what I'm talking about. That's the bag that Betty had. True. Fast forward to the high school years, Nate played for Coach Tom Fetter at West Delaware High School. I had a long conversation with Coach Fetter. We could have talked for hours. It was a lot of fun. Coach Fetter's pride in Nate and the man he is was very obvious to me. Nate played number 1 at West Delaware for all 4 years in high school. Freshman year, the team was not so good, but were district and state qualifiers in the upcoming years. Their team was in the WAMAC Conference with players from Cedar Rapids Regis by the name of Brian Rupp and Zach Johnson. It was a very competitive conference and district. Nate's junior year, he won the Iowa Golf Association's state junior championship. This is when Coach Fetter saw Nate come into his own. Coach stated that Nate went from a fiery, self-absorbed boy into a mature young man and a disciplined leader. Coach Fetter got choked up as he was telling me about it, as this was Coach Fetter's proudest moment as his coach. Pretty cool. Coach Fetter shares Nate's love of the game. They would often play 18 holes at Woods Edge in the morning and then go play Manchester Country Club in the afternoon. Coach Fetter was also Nate's basketball coach. And when weather permitted, on game days, they would go play 5 holes at Woods Edge, sometimes with an orange ball, before they got on the team bus to go to the basketball game. Coach Fetter describes Nate's game as a player who knows how to get the ball into the hole. Nate was recruited to play college golf at California Stanislaus by the late and legendary Coach Jim Haney. Coach Haney's teams qualified for 21 straight national championships, winning the national championship 12 times. Pretty amazing. Iowa Golf Hall of Famers Mike Bender and Doug Dunnicky, also Algona native Dean Kane played for Coach Haney before Nate. So California Stanislaus had an Iowa connection. Coach Haney came to Iowa and watched Nate play in the Northwest Amateur, and soon after recruited Nate. Nate's most memorable tournament in college was the Pacific Coast Intercollegiate. Facing 30 to 40 mile an hour winds, Nate shot 67 in the final round to lead his team to victory after being 14 strokes down. And Nate also won the individual title. On the final hole, Coach Haney was sitting off to the right in the cart, as he often did, and asked Nate, "How you doing?" And Nate said, "Coach, I'm 5 under." Coach Haney, not really expecting anybody to be under par in 30 to 40 mile an hour winds, He looked at Nate and he said, okay, don't hit the ball in the water. As Nate describes it, he thinned his next shot right into the middle of the green and two-putted for par in the victory. So, I spoke to Brandon Bowling, a college teammate of Nate's, who is currently the director of golf at Plumas Pines Golf Resort in California. Brandon described Nate as an unassuming guy, never tooting his own horn, with a constant drive to be better. Brandon spoke of Nate's long monster draw, his great iron play, and his putter. Bomb it, find it, and score, which was the common comment I heard from a lot of people that I spoke with regarding Nate's game. Brandon described Nate as a highly energetic, competitive, and good at everything, from tennis, cribbage, cards, putting contests, rollerblading in the parking lot at night. Brandon mentioned Nate had a strong relationship with Coach Haney and Mama. Mama was Coach Haney's wife, and the team always wanted to win for Coach. Nate was a 1997 and 1998 athletic and academic All-American for California State Stanislaus and is a member of the Cal State Stanislaus Hall of Fame. After college, 1998, Nate turned pro and moved to Central Florida. Nate was self-taught and never had a swing coach. Nate seeked out Mike Bender, Cal State Stanislaus alumni and world-renowned golf instructor. Nate began working with Mike at Timaquan Country Club. Mike describes Nate as a good athlete, good body build for golf, who did everything well, always upbeat and worked hard. Soon after, Zach Johnson and Ben Pettit contacted Nate as they were looking for a place to stay for a few nights, as they were looking for an apartment. Zach and Ben, who had also recently graduated from college, were planning to play the Florida mini tours that winter, so they got a hold of Nate for a place to stay while they looked for an apartment. Nate also set them up to practice and play golf at Timaquan. And I think this is very interesting. He also introduced Zach to Mike Bender, and we know how that worked out. Z spoke of how Nate would go on late night runs of more than 5 miles. Zach said he went out with one time with Nate for a run, and that he hurt for days. Zach describes Nate as a hard worker, always encouraging, thoughtful, Christian, and a great dude. In 2002, Nate regained his amateur status and began playing in club events, Iowa Golf Association tournaments, and USGA events. Nate's resume is quite impressive. He has won the Elmcrest Country Club Championship 10 times, tied Zach Johnson's course record of 61, 9 under par in 2019 at Elmcrest Country Club. Nate is a 3-time state amateur champion, 2004 at Crow Valley, 2014 at Finkbine, 2016 at Sunnyside. Nate won the state match play tournament at Amana in 2014. Nate and Justin Schulte won the state 4-ball championship twice, 2007 at Amana and 2019 at Boss Landon. And in 2007, Nate was the Iowa Golf Association Player of the Year. In speaking with Nate, I asked him what was his biggest golf achievement. He said following back surgery, he played in only 2 events in 2014, the state amateur and the state match play, winning both titles. Very impressive. Nate has played in 3 United States amateurs, 2002 at Oakland Hills, 2007 at the Olympic Club, 2011 at Erin Hills. In addition, Nate is qualified for 2 U.S. Mid-Amateurs, 2005 at the Honors Course, 2018 at Charlotte Country Club. In 2005, Nate advanced to sectionals of the U.S. Open qualifier. 2005 and 2007, played for Team Iowa at the USGA Men's State Team Championship. I think you kind of get in the picture. He's done a lot. 2022, qualified and played the USGA 4-ball at Birmingham Country Club. And within the last few weeks, Nate set the course record at Indian Creek Country Club in Marion, Iowa by shooting a 10 under par 58. That club's been there for 100 years. The guy can still play. I have played over 70 rounds of golf with Nate, including 3 trips overseas. They say if you want to get to know someone, play a 4-hour round of golf with them and you'll get to know them real well. Well, I've done that many times. as I talked with Nate's father, high school coach, teammates, swing coach, friends, and competitors, I found it interesting the similarities of my experiences with Nate and how they related to their experiences. Nate's high school coach, Fetter, taught Nate that good players can make birdies off bad shots. I have seen Nate do this numerous times. And I've also seen Nate hole out more shots from the fairway, the rough, and the trees than anyone I know. He's done it multiple times and keeps doing it. I asked Nate's father if he had any golf memories with Nate that stood out. He said many. Trips to Scotland, Pebble Beach, but he highlighted partnering with Nate in the 2016 member guest, known as the Tin Cup at Elmcrest Country Club. On the final shootout hole, after 3 long days, the final shootout hole, there's 2 teams left. Nate holed out from 125 yards for a walk-off win. And later, he and his father celebrated by drinking a cocktail out of the claret jug, which just happened to be at Elmcrest at the time. Nate knows how to get the ball in the hole. Words I've heard about Nate from all I spoke with, and that I totally agree. Competitive, yes. Hardworking, for sure. Integrity, honor, athletic, grateful, good guy, thoughtful, family man, knows how to get the ball in the hole. Golf's such an amazing game, and it is one of life's greatest gifts. Love of the game brought Nate and I together. It's brought everybody in this room together tonight to celebrate our 4 inductees into the Iowa Golf Hall of Fame. Congratulations, my friend. Please welcome Nate Dunn to the Iowa Golf Hall of Fame.
And put a lot of thought into doing that, so thank you for doing that, Pro. It means a lot. Well, thank you everyone for being here tonight. First and foremost, I want to thank our good and most gracious God, Lord and Savior, for bringing us here together tonight. Tonight is truly a blessing to all of us sitting in here. I'd like to start by congratulating my other recipients tonight on their honor, and I'm humbled to be with you guys tonight, as well as the family of Whitey as well. Thank you to Echo Valley for hosting tonight, and for the Hall of Fame committee for the prestigious honor. Special thank you to John Brown, good friend of mine, for nominating me on the first year eligible for this. John, we've created a lot of special memories together. Many I can't share in this room. If we could only hear the whimper of Justin Schulte from the restrooms right now, it would make us all laugh. But thank you for all we've created on and off the golf course, and remind me to never let you drive my car again. USGAC team events were always a blast. Never forget, heard it from a friend who. Larry Gladson, once again, a special thank you to you for the introduction. We too have created a lot of memories on the golf course, on and off the golf course, especially on our European golf trips. You're truly a role model to me and a great friend, so thank you. The time and effort you put into my introduction will stick with me forever, so I appreciate you, Pro. A few words about why we are here tonight, in my opinion, and then I've got a bunch of people to thank as well. The funny game we call golf is just not a sport most of us here like to play, but truly a platform to help build friendships and create memories. It's one of the few sports that we actually call rules infractions on ourselves. We normally spend 4 to 5 hours together, either warming up, playing the round, or post-round activities. There isn't another sport where you spend that kind of time together with one another on some of the most beautiful pieces of ground in the world. It truly is a unique experience, and it has blessed me and most of us in this room beyond our beliefs. So tonight, in celebrating and thanking all those who've helped me on my golf journey, without all of you, I wouldn't be standing here today. First, the IGA team. Anyone on the IGA team right now, please stand up. Nate, all the other team members. Please stay standing. Please stay standing. Folks, many of us take for granted the unbelievable association and team that you see standing here tonight. As someone who has played many amateur golf tournaments in many states around the U.S., this is by far the best organization of any golf association in the United States. The number of competitions they provide for all ages, both male and female, throughout the spring, summer, and fall is second to none. It's not a coincidence that Mike McCoy and Gene Elliott have won both the senior British amateur event and the USGA senior amateurs coming from this state of Iowa. The competitions provided for all of them, as well as us year in, year out, prepare us all to compete on a national stage. Thank you, IGA team, for your efforts and dedication to providing the best and most top-notch experience for all of us in here. So thank you. All right, Mom, you're up. Thank you for teaching me humility. Thank you for the countless times you ran me to and from the golf course. And most importantly, thank you for your patience with me and your unconditional love. My mom taught me one of the most important lessons I've ever learned on the golf course, and not many of you know this. Probably a junior, still kind of in that cocky stage, right, Coach? Probably won the 9-hole tournament by 4 or 5. But I remember on old number 8, we have to say old 8, old 8, old 8. I remember hitting a bad chip and I threw my golf club against my bag. Well, I got home that night and I was, I had forgotten about that, but because I won by 4 or 5 and everything was great. The team won, everything's good. And I run into Mom and Mom's like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm doing pretty good. How are you? And she's like, I'm not very good. I'm like, why? We did good, we won. She's like, when you throw a club, it doesn't embarrass you. It embarrasses me and it embarrasses our family. So be mindful of that going forward because you're a representative of our family out there. So Mom, even though you didn't come out a whole lot, you taught me some very important stories, very lessons, so thank you. My dad, thank you for introducing me to this wonderful game. And as Pro said, for introducing me to cross-handed putting early, as it has certainly paid off. Putting is one of my favorite things to do on the golf course. You get me on the green, and I think I'm going to make whatever I'm looking at. So thank you for that, for some amazing golf trips, for encouraging me to find my own path with the game of golf. It has certainly blessed both of us with some incredible memories. Thank you for loving me and supporting me as well. Thank you. Bruce and Cindy, my step-parents, thank you for the support and for persevering as a step-parent. I tell you every day I understand more and more of what you've been through and appreciate you guys more for what you have been through as well, so thank you. My 2 head coaches, the late Coach Jim Haney, which Pro talked about, and my high school coach, Coach Tom Feder, who's sitting in the back. Coach Feder, although I've already shared with you just how pivotal you were in my formational years, I want to thank you and Mary Jane again for the sacrifices all of you made and your family made for me to be standing here today, because I appreciate it. Coach Feder's assistants, Scott Sabalka and his wife Jeannie, are also here. We know Scott and Jeannie also made some sacrifices as well, so Scott could be along the journey as well. So thank you both for being a very important part of my journey. My 2 swing coaches, didn't have one until I was probably 20. Mike Bender was my first swing coach. And don't forget Larry Glatson, because he's taught me a lot of things lately that have really helped sharpen my game and fine-tune my game. My swing is certainly a unique one, as you all will know who have played with me, but both of you found ways to help a field player like me continue to sharpen my game over the past 30 years. From a guy that didn't just only draw it, but I moved it hard right to left, to a guy that prefers now to cut a driver off the deck. It certainly has been quite a journey, so thank you for being part of my story as well. My caddies, Kevin Wallou, he's been on my bag a lot. Mark Getsko, Ron Hammerberg, Andy Swanson, a few of you others have toted along as well. Wow, the memories we've certainly created on trips as well. You've all made sacrifices to be on my bag for me. for the USGA events, but more importantly, you've always been there for me on the emotional side of things as well. So thank you. Every one of them knows I'm not the easiest guy to caddy for. Trust me, my wife has done it before and she's like, I can't do that. So thank you all for being part of my story as well. Elmcrest crew, Andy, Bennett, Hammer, Hoagie, KB, and of course my old pal Karsti. Thank you for all the memories we've created at Elmcrest, my one and only country club that I've been a member of. Elmcrest has certainly taught us a lot, and choosing to join Elmcrest was an easy choice, simply because of all of you and Pro, obviously. Thank you for being part of my story as well. My trainer, Corey Hannon, although it may not look like it, he has had a huge impact on my performance over the past year, so I'll make sure and thank Corey when I see him. My IGA friends, John Brown, Gene Elliott, Mike McCoy, John Olson, J.D. Anderson, Nate McCoy, Joe Palmer, Denny Bull, just to name a few. You guys have always pushed me. You've always made me better. You've always wanted me to be better, and thanks for being ferocious competitors on the course as well. Congrats to all of you on all your successes as well, and thank you for being part of my story as well. Speaking of Nate McCoy, Nate, when I grow up, I want to be like you. You're a pretty cool dude. This young man is not only uber talented in golf, but an even better human being. I truly feel every round of golf and opportunity I have to be with you, I walk away a better person. So thank you. 4-ball partners, Justin Schulte and Mark Gladson. Larry talked about them a little bit. Man, they've carried my butt around the golf course a time or two, but we've certainly made some amazing memories together as well. To my few mentors, but most of you are sitting in here right now, you know who you are. Thank you for being the behind the scenes support and encouragement that you've given me over the past 50 years. You have had a profound impact in my life, and thank you for being a super important part of my story. My sister Tirza, who is one of my best friends and always supporting me from a distance. I know when I get off the golf course, I'll have at least 3 or 4 text messages from my sister who's been creeping on some website, finding me wherever I am in the nation playing golf. Thank you, T, I love you. And finally, to wrap things up here, my 3 people, my family. Rowan, Ty, to my amazing wife, my best friend. You guys give me purpose. You give my life purpose. Meaning and truly show me what unconditional love is. Without the 3 of you, I wouldn't be standing here today. I love you more. Thank you. So before I wrap up here and close, I do want to thank my son, Ty. I'm not going to sing him happy birthday, but he did share his 18th birthday with me tonight. So he made a sacrifice so that we could all be here together and make tonight work. So happy birthday, bud. In closing, I stand here today only because of all the people previously mentioned and an incredible group of friends and family members not mentioned who are also here tonight to support me, and because of the gifts granted to me by our Savior and Lord Jesus Christ. May He bless you as richly as He has truly blessed me. Thank you.